Girl, you ain't 18 no more. You ain't 25 no more. Sometimes I have to tell my body, sit down. Okay, don't have to tell me. Don't have to tell me. Right? But I am doing well. And oh, happy birthday to you. If any of y'all celebrating birthdays this month, happy birthday to you, queens. Okay, happy birthday, happy birthday. Right? I hope you all have a phenomenal birthday. And those of you who probably already had a birthday, I hope it was amazing. It was fun. It was pleasant. It was everything that you prayed for, right? The main thing is you're still here. The best gift ever is the gift of life. Amen. Yes, yes, yes. So listen, y'all, we're going to get right down to the nitty gritty. I don't want to hold you up too long. So yes, I create the title of our discussions and the points and all those things. Yay. So yeah, I wanted to get down to the nitty gritty and talk about, be the difference and not the norm. Right? Be the difference and not the norm. But before we get started, listen, we have a phenomenal group page. Okay. We really, really do. We have a phenomenal group page on our Facebook, and we would love for you queens to be a part of the family. And my girl Teresa is going to put the link down and everything that you could go ahead and click on that and request to be a part of the family. Yes, this is where we come together, and we do have some things going on. I do my daily dose of God's word on there. Sometimes other people may post some things or whatever in relations to what they're doing and whatnot. But yes, that's where we have our sisterhood, and we get there to, support one another and all those great things. So yes, if you want to be a part of that, please do go ahead and click on that. There will be some questions for you to answer. Okay. And then from there, our team will go ahead and review, and we will invite you in. Yes. Right. Also, if you are watching us on YouTube, what's up? Hey, you know what to do. Just go ahead and give us that thumbs up. Put that like on, honey. Like, yes. And, and support. That's what we ask for. That's it. Support and really enjoy. Hopefully you will enjoy the content of what we put down. Amen. Okay. So let's get started with the topic tonight. It is to be the difference, not the norm. Be the difference, honey, not the norm. You got to look. Being normal is fine, but it's so boring. It's so passive. It's so bad. Okay, I'm just saying. Okay, it's not a bad thing, but it ain't a good thing either, because you just basically, you're still in the same circle. You're not really developing. You're not growing. You're not blossoming the way you should. So you need to be different. You need to just step out of that comfort zone, right? And just pursue. Just go ahead and get that thing going. Get it started, whatever it is in your life, right? So let's get started with the first point. The first point I want to talk about, let's be resourceful. Okay? Let's be resourceful. All right. Now, I know, again, let's get with the norm part, being resourceful, meaning that whatever is going on in your life, you need to, you may be starting something different, starting something new, or what have you. 9 times out of 10, we normally go ahead, check on our not on social media, but we check on our devices, our laptop here or iPads or whatever that we have, right, to find out some information about whatever we are pursuing. Some of you probably are considering to go back to school to get your degree or master's or whatever the case may be. Some of you probably are interested in starting a new program or something, and you want to get some more additional information. And nothing wrong with that. Nothing is wrong with that. But how about taking it a whole different notch, taking a whole different level? Right? How about actually just taking a drive to some place that's relatable to what you are trying to do, or what, that you want to start with. Sometimes it's good to take a drive to some place, to wherever that is. I have seen down through the years of people, or hearing people's stories of how they got started. How did they get their business going, or how did they get this going, or whatever. They said they didn't do the norm. They just went on ahead and took the challenge, and they just stepped out on faith and just did it, whatever that was. And it was scary. Yes. They didn't know how it was going to go, but they did it anyway, because if they didn't do it, they would not be there. They would not be where they are, right? And I think a lot of us, we are so scared to make that move or to take that shift, or to make that shift, because we nosy, because we want to know everything, right? You want to know where A is, B, C, D, and F. You want to know where these locations are before you get in that car and drive. Okay, yeah, you got the nav system, but that nav could be a little navy sometimes. Okay, it could be a little navy sometimes, because if you take the wrong turn, that thing a little attitude with you. You need a hello. You need an exit. I'm like, listen, Sally Mae, I know where I'm going. Okay. In a sense, I kind of do, but sometimes I don't. But anyway. But either way, right? Either way, you will never know how things will work for you if you don't make that move. There's so many things out there that can be very resourceful and very benefiting to your life if you only take the plunge, as they say, or take that move to go forward. The normal way of doing it, I'm not saying is a bad thing at all, right? But how long are you going to get stuck in that? Doing the basic, going on your laptop, your iPad, or asking people questions. And not, like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. There's people who do have some wonderful information based on what you are trying to do, or what you are trying to, create, or what have you. But still, even with that being said, you may have some ideas, and you like, I wonder if that would be a good idea, if I should go ahead and do that, or this, that, or whatever. Well, honey, go ahead and try it. Don't worry about if anybody else did it. If it came to you and it's legit, let's get that clear. If it's legit, if it's legal, it got to be legal. Okay, now come on, you don't get shady. Okay, but you know what I'm saying? If it's decency in it order, just go ahead and give it a shot. You would never know. Take that trip. Go ahead and take that drive. Go ahead and contact people and say, hey, I'm starting this new venture. Hey, I'm starting this new program. Hey, I'm a divorced woman, and I just wanted to connect with someone and ask questions in regards about how to start this new program for divorced women, or those kind of things, as opposed to just constantly going to Uncle Google or any other search engine and reading the information. Like I said, it's nothing wrong with doing that, but sometimes you may have to take the bold move and do something out of the ordinary, right? You are being different. You're not doing the normal thing like the majority of people are doing. You are being totally different. You being hardcore. You like, you know what, bump this. I got to do what I got to do, and I'm going to make it happen, okay? Yeah, it may not. Here's the thing. It may not work for you that first time, but don't cave in and quit. Just keep going. If it didn't work on that end, well, there's another end. There's another option, right? Like I said, the resources are out there, but you will never know until you make the initiative to move ahead and give it a go, right? Give it a go. Like for me, I know I'm the type of person, okay, how far is this thing? I need to know, especially if I've never been there before, right? But I had to learn how to just take the bold move and just go. Right? I can't continue to depend on anybody else to get me there. I have to be the one to initiate this, right? Once I get there, I'm like, I experience new things. I come across different things, and it's like, whoa, I didn't know this existed. And I'm like, this is so cool. Right? You find something that could be benefiting for your life, for your health, for your mental state, for your business, whatever it is. Because here's the thing, my sweethearts, you are developing as we speak. God is developing you. He is changing you. He is formatting you. He's doing all of the necessary things prior to you getting to the destination that he has assigned for your life. So, you need to be open and willing and ready to receive what he's doing in you. because by the time you get there, you don't want to be the same. You don't want to have the same thinking. You don't want to mess your own self up, right? You are ready for a change. You're ready for, excitement. You're ready for new ideas and all of those things, right? And that's how you get to find out more about yourself, because you decided not to be the norm, but to be different, right? Let's go to the second point. So the second thing that I want to share with you too, about, not only about being resourceful, be the driver, honey, and not the backseat passenger. Just putting your little chime in. Oh, you driving too slow. You driving too fast. Girl, hush. You be the driver. Go on, drive. Go on. And I'm not saying the physical driver. You take the lead. You take charge. Hello. Okay. You take charge and go with it. Right? I get it. You scared. There's some sisters that are naturally timid, right? And you are accustomed to having someone to guide you or to help you. They are just a blessing of resources themselves, right? You thank God for them, right? But at some point, you have to understand and realize that they're not going to be with you forever. You know what I mean? Because we get so comfortable of having those people, those persons that we truly care for, to aid us, to guide us, to be the driver, right? And we just sit there on the passenger, just taking it all in. They doing all the hard work, and we just, receiving all the benefits from it. And there's nothing wrong with that. Lord knows it's not. Sometimes it's good to be at the passenger, because you are learning and you are, seeing different things, right? But at this point now, that at this stage of your life, you are developing, you are growing, as I mentioned before. You're not the same person that you were 6 months ago, nor a year ago, nor 2 years ago. You are evolving right now. And maybe there is something inside of you that is, that is nudging you. Say, girl, you need to go ahead. You need to go ahead and take that trip. You need to go ahead and just be bold with it and move forward, honey. You don't gotta sit on wait for Uncle Ray and cousin Shaniqua and all them. Girl, go on about the business. Go on, right? And I highly recommend that you do. You go ahead and be that driver. You go ahead and take charge. You go ahead and say, you know what? I'm going to do this. Do this myself. I got God with me to guide me, because he's the ultimate guider. He's the one that's going to direct your path. He's the one that knows exactly where you need to be, where you need to go. And even though you may come across some lumps and some bumps, and you're going to come across that every now and then, you don't need to fear or need to worry, because he got you covered, right? But at least he sees that you are not being the norm, that you are being different with it, that you are taking charge, that you are starting to listen to your inner self that is saying you are a powerful being. You have everything inside of you to accomplish what you have visualized yourself becoming, right? So go forward, be that driver, okay? You have already upgraded being from the passenger seat to the backside, honey, backseat driver. Rider. Now you are sitting at the driver's seat, okay? Just go with it. Go ahead and get ready for the adventure of a lifetime, right? You start looking at things and being introduced to some things, and it becomes a blessing for you, because if you didn't take that move, you would have noticed that being there, or this person being there, or how resourceful that person is, if you didn't take that initiative to be the driver, be the head, be in charge. Amen. Let's go to the third point. The third point I want to share with you about, ladies, is that you need to be quick, but not in a rush. Be quick, but don't rush it. I know you're like, what does that mean, girl? What does that mean? Well, be quick, meaning that you are always on the move. You're always on the go, right? You're going, you're moving, right? You're not stagnant in your thoughts anymore, right? You're different now. Your way of thinking is different. You're not being indecisive, right? But you're not going to rush it either. Yeah, you looking at all your pros and your cons, right? But even with that, within your heart, this is the right move to make. So you're going to go ahead and do it. You're going to be quick about it. Let's go. Let's make it happen. All right, let's go. Let's go. And that, because that's what I've been doing lately. I've been doing that. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to put myself in this crazy, indecisive, double-minded, crazy mind. Nope. Let's go. Just make it happen, baby. And that's what I do. I talk to myself like that all the time. Go, girl. Be quick about it, but don't rush it. Don't rush. You be quick, you be smart, okay? But don't rush and okay, because when you rush, you don't get everything, right? You always going to leave something behind. I hate being rushed. How many of you hate being rushed? You know what I'm saying? Like, you may have an appointment, like a doctor's appointment or something like that, and then you look at your watch, or you probably took a quick nap or something, and then when you wake up, you got like 20 minutes to get there, and it takes about a good 30 minutes to get there. 20 minutes before your appointment, but it takes 30 minutes to get there. You know what I'm saying? And you like, oh my god, and now you gotta rush. You gotta get your stuff, get your shoes on, get your clothes on, all that stuff like that, and you're gonna miss something. And then by the time you get to your doctor's office, child, you forgot your insurance. Or you forgot your child, listen, I done it one time. I forgot my own driver's license. Girl! Baby! And you know what? I forgot my wallet. Okay, listen, I ain't got no shame, because that happened to me. That happened, y'all. Woo! I'm telling you, I'm so, Lord, it could be a fence around me. Because, honey, I wasn't like driving, I wasn't like driving like a fool. But still, because my license is in my wallet. So that means my wallet was not in my purse. So I'm like, girl, I hate being rushed. I hate rushing, because I know when I leave that house and I start going on my journey, it's going to hit me in my head. Girl, you don't have your wallet. Girl, you forgot your shoes or something. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I got shoes on my feet, but I'm saying the shoes that I need for that event or whatever. You know what I mean? So yes, don't be in a rush, because when you get in rush mode, you're going to forget. You're going to forget something. You're going to forget the most important thing, right? And you cannot afford to do that. This is the time where you are right now, where you need to take your time, but you also need to be quick with your time, right? And with that, you want to be in a mindset where your mind is not rushing, because your mind is going a mile a minute. How many of you had that experience before? Your mind is going all over the place because there's so much going on. So much is going on around you, right? And you're trying to take care of every little thing or what have you, right? You don't forget. But you gotta, you at a position right now where you have to, I need to decompress this stuff. I need to just start to really just woo-saw myself, okay? And start just removing all things that just doesn't serve any value in my life anymore. They don't serve any purpose in my life anymore. Okay, because all it's doing is causing distraction, it's causing me anxiety, it's getting me flustered and all those things. And I don't need that anymore in my life, right? But I do want to be, I want to be attentive. I want to be connected. I want to have clarity in my mind as I make these decisions that is going to be a blessing and it's going to be fruitful for my life, for where I'm heading to. I don't want my mind to get so overwhelmed that it slows me down to the point that I get kind of like lazy minded. Have y'all heard that before? Being lazy minded, where it's so overwhelming in your mind that it just kind of slows the process of your body. Everything slows down. You after a while, you don't want to do anything, right? You don't want to go out, or you don't want to participate because you're just so no, because that's where you're missing the opportunities. That's where you're missing some things that could be beneficial to you at that moment, right? So yes, let's learn how to be quick. Learn how to just say, you know what? Let's make this happen. I have looked through this. I observed this. I'm ready to make the move. I'm ready to go ahead and start this journey. I'm ready to go ahead and start this new business. I'm ready to go ahead and create this new program. I'm ready to go ahead and, and start my new house or whatever it is, and not think any more about it. Right? You just want to get that thing started, get it running, get it moving, because as I said, what number 2, you are the driver. Okay? You are the driver. You take in charge of it. Okay? It is it's your moment, it's your season, it's your journey. Okay? Instead of having people to take charge of your journey, no, you be the one taking charge of your journey, because only God knows what your journey is for you. He has already established your life, right? Thank God for the resources of people, right? But they can only be a blessing to your life for a short period of time. But we got to learn how to disconnect as well from them and start putting on our big girl panties on, as they say, and start making that move. Right? So let's be quick, but not in a rush, right? Okay, let's get to our last point. Our last point for the night. Be noticed, but not seen. Ooh, right? Be noticed. Let's get to our 4th point, Therese. 4th point, babe. Oh, am I right? Number 4? Yes. Be noticed, but not seen. Now, what I mean by that, don't be so loud. Don't be so boisterous. You know people like that. They always gotta be seen, honey. Like, hey y'all, how y'all doing? How you doing, boo-boo? Girl, oh my goodness, girl. They just so loud and proud and crazy looking. You ain't gotta do all that. Sometimes it's good to just be noticed, to be recognized, but you don't need to be seen either. Meaning that you keep everything pretty much like reserved. Right? Because you still in preparation. Ha! Come on, somebody. You still in preparation. When God is ready to put you on scene, he will do it at the right time. But in the meantime, people are taking notice, right? Be noticeable. Say, hey, how you doing? Okay. But that's pretty much as far as you need to go. Okay? Because God is still elevating you. He's still working on you. He's still pruning you, right? He's getting you set. He's getting you ready. And you are doing your thing as well. You taking that charge. You taking that move. You are going ahead and stepping out on faith, not on fear, right? You moving forward. You going ahead and launch what God has been poured into you. It's time to birth out what he's been showing you, what the vision that he has poured out to you, that you have wrote that vision, write the vision, make a plan, take it and run with it, baby. Right? You started it out, right? Some things that you're doing needs to be hidden. Some things that that you've been thinking about, you don't need to share to everybody. You don't need to be loud and boisterous just to people to see you. No. Some things meant to be undercover. Some things is meant to be, on what's it, on the down low. Is that what they say? On down low? Is that a bad thing? Anyway, yeah, you know what I'm saying, right? Okay. Some things just need to be hidden, right? Right? As I said, be quick, don't rush. Don't rush what God is trying to perfect right now for you. Because where he's directing you, you got to be perfect and ready for where he's taking you. Where he's going to launch you, okay, based on what you have noticed about yourself that you said you're going to start doing, okay, it's going to open up so many opportunities. It's going to open up so many doors, so many blessings in your life, and you need to be mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually ready. So yeah, be noticed, right? People see you, be like, hey, God bless you, girl. You looking good, girl. Thank you. Right? Right? But you need to be all loud and boisterous and all that stuff. And people got to, look at you like, oh, okay, I see you. Yeah, okay. Right? Again, it's good to be quiet. It's so good to be quiet. I'm by nature, for me, for real, y'all, I'm a quiet chick. I am so quiet. I'm so reserved. I am to myself. And the Lord is still helping me to get out of the background. He is. Because I prefer being in the background. Okay. All my life. All my life. I ain't gonna say my girl Oprah, I had to fight. No, I ain't had to do all that. All my life, being a musician, I was in choirs since I was 5 years old. So I was always singing in the background. I had a couple of lead solos growing up and all of that. But at the end of the day, I felt comfortable singing in the choir. You know, I was not seen, but I was heard. Let that sink in, right? I mean, people saw me, but I was not being seen, but I was being heard until it was time for me to be seen, meaning that it was time for me to do a solo or to sing or whatever like that. That was the time, right? Yes. Yes, girl. Put you in the back. Yes. I'm serious. I love it. I love it. If back in the day, if I wanted to be a professional singer, which I was thinking about doing it in the career and in my career and whatnot, I didn't mind doing backup singing because they get paid good too. And especially if you go on those global tours with, excuse me, like with Tina Turner back in the day, bless her soul. I saw myself singing background with her, or anybody back in the day, and they did those kind of tours. Baby, they get paid. They get paid good money. I don't care what nobody say. I'll be really happy with that. Okay. Right? But then when I went to college and I found out that, God gave me the ability to sing opera, right? And I'm a top soprano. So I hit those notes. Okay. I hit those notes. I saw myself, traveling, going, to Europe, which I did, and all those things. And I didn't mind doing chorus. I didn't mind doing that. They got paid well too. Hello? They got paid well too. So I was comfortable. Baby. I could make that a career. Okay. What's my girl name? Oh, Jesus. Oh, what's my girl name? She had a song in the 90s. And she sang back up for Luther Vandross until he passed away. And she is the top soprano herself. I mean, my girl, to the stratosphere. And I did her song when I was in college. Oh my God, I can't think of Fisher, last name Fisher. Oh God. Ooh. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Oh, y'all know who I'm talking about. Anyway, my girl, she has been professionally singing backup for so many artists. And I'm telling you, and she said she loves it. She loves it. Right. And yeah, because you get to connect, you get to travel, you get to have fun. And she just loved it. And I know I would have loved the same thing too. Right. So yeah, people will see you. Right. But they hear you. Like you're not in the center of attention. That's what I'm trying to say. You're not the center of it all. Right. They can hear you, but you're not in the center of it until it is time for you to be seen. But if you in the back, I was just comfortable. But I know God has been helping me, to get out of that comfort zone of being be in the back and to start being more in the forefront, especially when it comes to ministry. Because you have to connect with God's people, right? Being called into the ministry, I have to connect. I have to, minister to people and all those things, service people and all of that, and I'm fine. I'm getting better at it. But when it's all said and done, I'm right back in my comfort zone, right? I'm back to being not seen. You may hear me, but at the end, I'm right. So there's a balance there, I would say. Like there's a balance to be seen, but don't rush that either, right? Because it's not necessary for you to be seen all the time, to be the center of attention. Okay? People taking notice of you, and that's good enough. But when it's time to be seen, God will know how to plant you at the right place at the right time. Right? Right? So yes, y'all, be the difference. Be a different chick. Okay? Don't be norm. Okay? Don't be passive. Don't be boring. Okay? Don't be boring like boring, but you know, boring. Let's just look. Be different. Because you're different. You are not the same. You are not the same anymore. I'm telling you. And we get so stuck in our ways. We get stuck in how we used to do things and stuff. Girl, you used to do things because it was meant for you to do those things back in the 90s. Okay. Back in the 80s. My 80s was my joint. Okay, I grew up in the 80s. That was high school for me. Okay, that was Prince and all of that back in the day. Sheila E. What's up? Okay, you know what I'm saying? Rick James, all that back in the... Okay, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? But you know, 90s was cool. 90s was nice. How many? Okay, let me know. Which decade was your decade? Was it the 80s or was it the 90s? Or was it early 2000s? Because I know you got some people who are in the early 2000s, right? So I say like the early mid 80s, late 80s to like the early mid 90s was my vibe. Okay. That was like my vibe. Okay. Yeah. So I'm like, for real, man. I mean, what we used to do, it was meant to be done during that time. But since then, 30 plus years later, 40 plus years later for some of y'all, 20 some years later for some of y'all, you're not the same person. So it's time for you to evolve. It's time for you to take God's hand, let him guide you, right? Because he knows exactly where you need to be and where you need to go. Trust his plan for your life, right? And allow him to start changing you, making you better, making you greater than what you were before, where you were before. Your way of thinking, it wasn't as strong then, right? Now you have learned so much. It has developed you to who you are now, right? Through the trials and errors, through the hardships, through the broken relationships, through the whatever you endured and experienced. It was painful, yes. It was scary, yes. All those things. But through it all, you made it. And it has developed you into a strong-willed, determined, resilient woman of faith. Because your faith has been changed now, right? Your faith has been changed. Okay. So yes, take that initiative and take charge. Be different. Do things different than the average person than the average person. Just go with it, because you would never know who you are becoming if you stay stuck in the background. Right? Okay, I'm done, y'all. I'm done. So let's move on to our what's news, y'all. What's news? Hey. This is the segment where we actually go ahead and put the limelight or the spotlight on individuals who are doing great and wonderful things in their community, right? And so my girl Therese, she went ahead and blessed us again with this phenomenal story of these beautiful queens who have launched a luxury concierge service in Martha's Vineyard. Oh, that's so posh. Martha's Vineyard, honey. Oh, come through. Okay, these queens are doing it up. Y'all, I have never been to Martha's Vineyard. I hope to one day go there. Okay. It probably ain't no different than any other community. Okay. It's just probably expensive. All right. But anyway, let's talk about these queens over here. Okay. So here it is. We have two powerhouses in their own right have launched a Black-owned luxury concierge service in Martha's Vineyard. India Rose is a longtime resident, real estate agent, and founder of the Martha's Vineyard Black Owned Business Directory. Okay, okay, nice. Angela Henry, a leader in the hospitality industry, is the owner of the Dragonfly House, which is a sought after historic property on the African American Heritage Trail. Okay, all right. So the two have joined forces and are utilizing their insider access for the luxury management service, the Inner Circle. Real cool. Angela and I are great friends, and over the last couple of years, we have had a lot of folks who are reaching out to both of us in similar capacities with the work I do with the directory and what she does at the Dragonfly House. It was time to formalize it. So Henry and Rose are making it easier for people to communicate, plan, and execute curated celebrations, vacations, corporate events, and more in this premier destination. The Inner Circle combines cultural heritage, exclusive access, and personalized services for its members. Access is application and invitation only. Services will be available to members year round. Packages ranges from seasonal to annual. Once selected, members will also have access to private events, heritage tours, and one-of-a-kind experiences. For Henry and Rose, the benefits of a membership extend far beyond the island, offering members white glove support wherever life or leisure takes them. We bring our members into spaces and moments that many simply can't access on their own. It's about legacy, impact, leisure, unforgettable memories. Okay. As a resident of Martha's Vineyard and someone who grew up in the islands, Rose recognized from a young age that businesses survive and thrive for a short period of time in the summer. The summer population and year-round population are vastly different. Both women recognize that the seasonal economy can provide extra hurdles for Black-owned businesses, which is why they are prioritizing Black-owned and women-owned companies in the Inner Circle's directory. Driving and prioritizing Black spending dollars to Black-owned businesses helps to ensure that these businesses are still here when people come back the following year, says Rose. And it's a priority for me to keep the legacy of Black people, Black businesses, and Black travelers alive. The Inner Circle officially launched over Labor Day weekend at the Mariposa Museum in Oak Bluffs. So for more information, all these apps. So for more information and to inquire about membership, visit the website. Okay, so when you go ahead and read this, you can check on their website. They are on Facebook. I'm not sure what those other ones are, honey, but you can check them on Facebook, honey. Okay, check on Facebook, and I give you the names again. Angela, hold on. India Rose and Angela Henry. Okay. Angela is Angella, and India is India Rose. Okay. So India Rose and Angela Henry. You could check them on Facebook. And it's called the Inner Circle Directory. You guys can check that out. So any of you who are planning to do any traveling in the near future, this coming year for sure, right? You could go ahead and check that out. Put that on your list. Like, let's go to Martha's Vineyard, honey. Ooh, I'm going there. Watch. I'm going to Martha's Vineyard. Okay. Look, President Obama's been there. All them presidents, well, I won't say all, but for most of that I remember, has been there. Okay. Why not Ty? Why not Ty? Okay. So listen, y'all, I hope you enjoyed the show, right? So my girl Leticia and we love you, right? And we'll be back, God willing, next week. Other than that, take care of your sister, y'all, and we will see y'all soon. Bye, y'all.